The Department of Health and Social Care is one of the UK government's biggest spenders. In 2024, it spent around 4 billion with private sector suppliers, and that doesn't even include the billion spent across the country by smaller, localised NHS buyers. But what does the Department of Health and Social Care actually do? Will NHS England even exist in a year's time? And what does one of the UK's most important government departments spend all of its money on? Welcome to Tussell's DHSC Procurement Profile. So you want to win more contracts with the Department of Health and Social Care? Okay, let's cover the basics. DHSC is the UK central government department responsible for health and social care and ensuring that people live longer, healthier and more independent lives. Headquartered on Victoria Street, London, it consists of 23 non-ministerial departments, executive agencies and non-departmental public bodies. The biggest of these are NHS England, the UK Health Security Agency, and then the Central Government Department itself. Together, these account for about 82% of DHSC's total procurement spending, although NHS England might be abolished soon, so keep that in mind. As of 2026, DHSC's key priorities include moving health from hospitals into communities, moving from analogue to digital, and moving away from treating sickness towards preventing it. I said earlier that DHSC spent around 4 billion with public sector suppliers in 2024 and 2025. That sounds like a lot, but it's actually down more than 85% from its 2021 peak of 24.4 billion, which was so high because of, well, COVID. But hang on, what does DHSC actually spend its money on today? Well, almost a quarter of its procurement spending now goes to technology suppliers, which makes sense given NHS's digitisation and new advancements in AI, particularly in diagnostics. Health and social care services make up another large proportion of DHSC spending, followed by professional services, consulting, facilities management, construction, and then recruitment, because of course DHSC hires a lot of people. DHSC has an unusual way of managing its most important suppliers. Across most of central government, departments maintain strategic relationships with the same Cabinet Office list of strategic suppliers. But DHSC and NHS England are different. They maintain their own dedicated list of NHS strategic suppliers, 15 firms considered crucial to delivering goods, services and innovation across the UK health system. And some, although not all, of these strategic suppliers are also featured in DHSC's list of overall highest paid suppliers. For example, Pfizer, known for vaccines. DHSC's top suppliers also include G4S, BBVA, Moderna, Byte, CGI, Accenture and Alliance. So that's a mixture of healthcare companies, technology suppliers and large outsourcing firms. And most of these firms would make great partners if you're looking for a tier 1 partner to enter DHSC with. Here's a statistic suppliers shouldn't ignore. More than 1/3 of above threshold DHSC procurements are awarded through framework agreements. That means that many DHSC opportunities are now never publicly posted tender notices. Instead, DHSC and its executive agencies call off from procurement frameworks, otherwise known as preferred supplier lists. In 2025, DHSC's most used frameworks included G-Cloud 14, the National Microbiology Framework, and TEPAS2, that's a technology framework. But the specific frameworks that you should be on if you want to work with DHSC depend on your specific service offerings. To find out which of 115 procurement frameworks that DHSC regularly uses you should be on, book a chat with the Tussell sales team. So that's how DHSC buys from the private sector, but what is the department looking to actually buy next? Well, Tussell's analysis of early buying signals indicates significant future demand across the IT and digital sector, skills and education, health and social work, and the professional service sector. By combing through meeting minutes, commercial pipelines, press releases, strategy documents, and hundreds of other online sources, Tussell's identified 272 early DHSC buying signals, and that was in the first half of 2026. We've also uncovered 796 contracts with hundreds of existing suppliers that are due to expire next year in 2027. Read our full blog in the comments below to get more details about those. Most suppliers monitor tender portals, but that's not how leading DHSC suppliers operate. By the time an invitation to tender appears, budgets have usually been agreed, requirements drafted, and procurement strategies decided. That's why getting in early matters. matters so much. Tussell's market intelligence platform mines and contextualizes early buying signals from thousands of public sector sources so you can begin the sales and marketing process months or years before everyone else. Track these, as well as pipeline notices, preliminary market engagement notices, and other pre-tender notices for the best chances of success in this market. So, what are the key takeaways for firms selling to DHSC? First, don't think of DHSC as one single buyer. Success depends on understanding which organization within DHSC you're actually selling to and which stakeholders actually matter. Second, frameworks matter. Many DHSC procurements are now awarded through framework agreements, making them one of the most important routes into this market. Thirdly, engage early, and ideally before a tender notice is published, and that's before the biggest decisions have been made. And finally, focus on where the market is heading. Digital transformation, AI, cybersecurity, and NHS modernisation are all areas where large procurements are set to follow. If you'd like to see which DHSC contracts are coming up for renewal, which frameworks your buyers actually use, and who the key decision makers are, and where most opportunities are emerging before they reach tender, Tussell can help. We've put a link in the description where you can explore our DHSC procurement profile further, or you can book a personalized demo with one of our public sector market experts. If you like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments which procurement profile you'd like us to do next. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye. Here's a statistic suppliers should. Here's a statistic suppliers shouldn't ignore.